On October 11, 1969, a taxi driver named Paul Stein picked up a passenger in downtown San Francisco. 20 minutes later, he was found dead, shots in the back of the head. Within days, a blood-stained piece of his shirt arrived at a local newspaper, along with a chilling letter signed with a symbol, a circle with the cross through it. The Zodiac had struck again, and more than 50 years later, we still don't know who he was. The Zodiac Killer is one of the most infamous unidentified serial killers in American history. Operating primarily in Northern California between 1968 and 1969, he is confirmed to have killed at least 5 people, though he claims the number was much higher. What made the Zodiac different wasn't just the violence, it was the psychological game he played. He sent cryptic letters to newspapers. He included coded messages. He taunted law enforcement and dared them to catch him. He wanted attention. He wanted fear. And he got both. Despite decades of investigation, advanced forensic techniques, and even recent breakthroughs in code breaking, the Zodiac's true identity remains a mystery. So who was he? And why has this case haunted America for over half a century? Let's dive in. The Zodiac's confirmed attacks began on the night of December 20th, 1968, in Vallejo, California. High school students Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday were on their first date, parked on a quiet road called Lake Herman Road. Just after 11 p.m., an unknown assailant approached their car and opened fire. David was shot in the head. Betty Lou tried to run, but was shot 5 times. Both teenagers died at the scene. There were no witnesses, no clear motive, and for months, no suspect. Then, on July 4th, 1969, the Zodiac struck again, this time at Blue Rock Springs Park, also in Vallejo. Darlene Ferrin and Mike Mageau were sitting in a parked car when a man approached and began shooting without warning. Darlene was killed. Mike survived, despite multiple gunshot wounds. He would later describe the attacker as a stocky man around 5'8" with a round face. Less than an hour after the shooting, a man called the Vallejo Police Department. His voice was calm, almost casual. He said, "I want to report a double murder. If you go 1 mile east on Columbus Parkway, you will find kids in a brown car. They were shot with a 9mm Luger. I also killed those kids last year. Goodbye." The Zodiac was now announcing himself. On September 27, 1969, the killer attacked again, this time at Lake Berryessa in Napa County. Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard were picnicking when a man approached wearing a black executioner-style hood with the Zodiac symbol on the chest. He claimed to be an escaped convict. He tied them up, then stabbed them repeatedly. Brian survived. Cecilia did not. Before leaving, the attacker drew the Zodiac symbol on their car door, along with the dates of his previous crimes. 2 weeks later, cab driver Paul Stein was shot and killed in San Francisco's Presidio Heights neighborhood. The Zodiac took a piece of Stein's blood-stained shirt and mailed it to the San Francisco Chronicle to prove he was the killer. What truly set the Zodiac apart wasn't just his crimes, it was his need to communicate. Starting in August 1969, he sent a series of letters to Bay Area newspapers. Each letter included portions of a cryptogram, a coded message that promised to reveal his identity. The letters were chilling. In one, he wrote, "I like killing people because it is so much fun. It is more fun than killing wild game in the forest because man is the most dangerous animal of all." The first cipher, known as the 408 cipher, was cracked within a week by a local school teacher and his wife. The message was disturbing, filled with bizarre references, but it did not reveal the Zodiac's name. He continued writing. He sent more codes, including the infamous 340 cipher, which remained unsolved for over 51 years. It wasn't cracked until December 2020 when a team of codebreakers finally decoded it using modern software. The message was taunting and bitter, but once again revealed no identity. In total, the Zodiac sent at least 18 authenticated letters. Some included codes, others included disturbing details only the killer would know. In one letter, he threatened to attack a school bus full of children. In another, he claimed to have killed 37 people. The letter stopped in 1974. The Zodiac simply disappeared. Despite a massive investigation involving multiple police departments and the FBI, the Zodiac was never caught. But over the years, several suspects have emerged. One of the most compelling was Arthur Lee Allen, a convicted child molester who lived in Vallejo. Allen was interviewed multiple times. He owned the same type of weapon used in the attacks. Witnesses identified him as resembling the killer, but his fingerprints and handwriting didn't match the letters. DNA testing also failed to link him to the crime scenes. Allen died in 1992, still a suspect, but never charged. Other suspects have included journalists, ex-convicts, and even the Unabomber, though most theories have been dismissed. In recent years, genetic genealogy, the technique that caught the Golden State Killer, has been used to propose new suspects. In 2021, a group called the Case Breakers claimed to have identified the Zodiac as a man named Gary Francis Post, who died in 2018. However, law enforcement has not confirmed this claim, and many experts remain skeptical. The truth is, we may never know for certain who the Zodiac was. Why did the Zodiac stop? Did he die? Move away? Go to prison for another crime? Or is he still out there, living under a different name, keeping the secret to his grave? The Zodiac Killer's reign of terror lasted less than 2 years, but his impact has lasted more than 5 decades. He took at least 5 innocent lives. He traumatized an entire region. And he left behind a puzzle that continues to haunt investigators and true crime enthusiasts around the world. Advances in DNA technology and digital forensics offer new hope. Cold cases once thought unsolvable are being cracked every year. Maybe one day the Zodiac will be unmasked, but until that day comes, he remains what he always wanted to be: a mystery, a ghost, a symbol of a darkness that can hide in plain sight. If you found this case as fascinating and chilling as we did, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode. Drop a comment below. Do you think the Zodiac will ever be identified, or do you have your own theory about who he might have been? And if you want to dive deeper into unsolved mysteries and true crime, check out our playlist. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and remember, some mysteries are darker than others.